Let me share something that might surprise you. The wealthiest people I've studied don't spend hours each week managing their money. They've built systems that work automatically. Today, I'll show you exactly how to create these same systems for yourself. Your brain makes thousands of decisions daily. Each one drains mental energy. Financial decisions are particularly exhausting because they carry emotional weight. Will I have enough? Should I save more? Can I afford this? Automation removes these decisions entirely. Money moves where it needs to go without requiring your attention. You're freed to focus on what matters in your life. Research shows something fascinating. People who automate their finances save 15 to 20% more than those who rely on willpower alone. The reason is simple. Willpower fails when you're tired, stressed, or facing unexpected expenses. Automated systems never get tired. Before we discuss tools, you need a simple framework. Think of your income as a pie with 3 slices. The first slice, representing 50%, covers necessities: housing, utilities, groceries, insurance, minimum debt payments. These are expenses you cannot avoid. The second slice, 30%, funds your wants: dining out, hobbies, entertainment, travel. These bring joy but aren't essential for survival. The final slice, 20%, builds your future: savings, investments, additional debt payments beyond minimums. This slice creates financial security. This framework, developed by Senator Elizabeth Warren when she was a bankruptcy researcher, provides clarity without complexity. You don't need dozens of categories. 3 buckets cover everything. Start with your checking account. Most banks now offer automatic transfer features through their mobile apps or websites. You'll need to create a specific structure. Open 3 accounts if you don't already have them: 1 checking account for necessities, 1 savings account for your emergency fund, and 1 investment account for long-term growth. On the day your paycheck deposits, set up automatic transfers. If you earn $5,000 monthly after taxes, here's how money flows automatically. $2,500 remains in your necessity checking account. This covers rent or mortgage, utilities, insurance premiums, minimum debt payments, and groceries. $1,500 transfers to a separate checking or savings account for discretionary spending: restaurant meals, gifts, subscriptions, personal care. When this account empties, you stop spending in these categories until next month. $1,000 splits between savings and investment accounts. Perhaps $300 goes to emergency savings until you've accumulated 3 to 6 months of expenses. The remaining $700 funds retirement accounts or other investments. These transfers happen automatically on payday. You never see the money in your main account, so you never miss it. Several applications have transformed how people manage automated finances. Let me walk you through the most effective ones for people over 50. Ali Bank offers seamless automatic transfers and lets you create multiple savings buckets within one account. You might have buckets labeled emergency fund, home repairs, travel, and gifts. Money transfers automatically into each bucket based on rules you set once. Marcus by Goldman Sachs provides similar features with high-yield savings rates. Their system automatically transfers funds on schedules you determine. Set it once, then forget it. For investment automation, Vanguard and Fidelity both offer automatic investment plans. You link your checking account, specify an amount and frequency, and they automatically purchase index funds or other investments. No decisions required each month. YNAB You Need a Budget takes a different approach. Instead of categories, you give every dollar a job before the month begins. The app connects to your bank accounts and credit cards, tracking spending automatically. When you overspend in one category, it prompts you to move money from another. This is called zero-based budgeting. The app shows you exactly where your money went without requiring manual entry. It syncs across devices, so you and your spouse see the same information in real time. Mint offers similar tracking for free. It categorizes transactions automatically, shows spending trends, and alerts you when bills are due. You can set up automatic bill payments through Mint's interface, ensuring nothing gets forgotten. For those who prefer traditional banking, Bank of America and Chase both offer robust automation features within their standard checking accounts. You can schedule recurring transfers, set up automatic bill pay, and receive alerts when account balances drop below thresholds you specify. Many people hesitate to automate bills because they fear overdrafts or unauthorized charges. Smart automation addresses these concerns. First, never automate variable bills to your main checking account. Utility bills fluctuate. Medical bills arrive unexpectedly. Instead, automate only fixed expenses like mortgage payments, insurance premiums, and loan minimums. For variable expenses, use credit card automation differently. Set up automatic payments for subscriptions and recurring services on a single credit card. Then automate a payment from your checking account to pay that card's full balance each month. This approach gives you fraud protection. Credit card companies handle disputes better than banks, while ensuring you never carry a balance or pay interest. Check your credit card statement monthly. It takes 5 minutes. You'll catch any fraudulent charges or forgotten subscriptions. Financial experts agree. You need 3 to 6 months of expenses saved before focusing heavily on investments or extra debt payments. This fund prevents you from going into debt when unexpected expenses arise. But saving several $1,000s feels overwhelming. Automation makes it painless. Calculate your monthly essential expenses. Multiply by 3 or 6 if you prefer more security. That's your goal. Now divide that goal by 24. This is how much you'll save every 2 weeks if you get paid bi-weekly. The number is probably much smaller than you expected. Set up an automatic transfer for this amount every payday into a dedicated high-yield savings account. Don't touch this account except for genuine emergencies. One couple I studied automated $250 per paycheck into their emergency fund. They barely noticed the reduction in their checking account. Within 3 years, they had $19,000 saved. When the husband lost his job, they survived 7 months without going into debt. The fund had time to rebuild before the next crisis. If you carry debt, automation accelerates payoff while reducing stress. Here's the system. List every debt you owe. Include credit cards, car loans, student loans, medical bills, personal loans. Note the balance and minimum payment for each. Arrange them by balance, smallest to largest. Ignore interest rates for now. Make minimum payments on everything except the smallest debt. Attack that smallest balance with every extra dollar you can find. Automate this process. Set up automatic minimum payments on all debts through your bank's bill pay system. Then calculate how much extra you can afford monthly and set up an additional automatic payment to the smallest debt. When that smallest debt disappears, the payment you were making doesn't disappear. It automatically redirects to the next smallest debt. This is called the debt snowball method. Let me give you a real example. Jennifer, a 58-year-old office manager, owed $3,200 on a store credit card, $8,500 on her car, and $15,000 in student loans from her daughter's education. She automated minimum payments on all 3 debts. Then she automated an extra $300 monthly toward the store card. In 11 months, that card was paid off. She immediately redirected that entire payment amount toward the car loan. The car debt vanished in 18 additional months. Finally, she attacked the student loan with the combined payment amounts from the previous 2 debts. The loan disappeared in less than 3 years total. Jennifer made one decision and set up the automation once. The system did the work. She never had to think about it or exercise willpower. 3 years later, she was completely debt-free except her mortgage. If your employer offers a 401k, 403b, or similar retirement plan, automation is built in. You specify a percentage of your paycheck, and that amount goes directly into investments before you see it. The key question is, how much should you automate? Financial research suggests 15% of your gross income should fund retirement if you start in your 30s or 40s. If you're starting later, you need a higher percentage. Many people resist this because 15% feels like a huge cut in take-home pay. But remember, this money comes out before taxes. If you're in a 22% tax bracket, a $1,000 contribution only reduces your paycheck by $780. Start with whatever your employer matches. If they match the first 3%, contribute at least 3%. This is free money. Then increase your contribution by 1% every 6 months. You'll barely notice the reduction because it happens gradually. Within 3 years, you'll be at 9%. Within 5 years, you'll hit 15%. Most retirement plan websites let you schedule these automatic increases. Set it once and let it happen. If you're self-employed, the automation requires one extra step. Open a SEPIRA or Solo 401k with Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab. Set up an automatic monthly transfer from your business checking account to this retirement account. The tax benefits are substantial. These contributions reduce your taxable income significantly, often saving thousands in taxes while building retirement wealth. Automation isn't rigid. It adapts when your circumstances change. If your income increases through a raise or bonus, don't inflate your lifestyle proportionally. Instead, increase your automated savings and investment contributions. A technique called saving your raise ensures lifestyle inflation doesn't consume every dollar of increased income. If you receive a $300 monthly raise, automate an additional $200 towards savings or debt elimination. Enjoy the other $100. You're moving forward financially while improving your quality of life. If income decreases, adjust your automated percentages, but maintain the framework. You might temporarily reduce the 20% savings slice to 10%, but keep the automatic transfers active. Even small amounts maintain the habit and ensure some progress continues. Several pitfalls can undermine automated systems. Let me help you avoid them. First, don't automate before building a small buffer in your checking account. Start with $500 to $1,000 as a cushion. This prevents overdrafts if automation timing doesn't perfectly align with your pay schedule. Second, don't set aggressive automation amounts that force you back into debt. If automating savings leaves you short on groceries, you'll use credit cards to fill the gap. Start with modest automated amounts and increase gradually. Third, don't automate payments to accounts you can't monitor easily. Some smaller investment firms or banks make it difficult to check balances online. Stick with major institutions that offer robust mobile apps and web access. Fourth, don't forget to update automation when you close accounts or change banks. I've seen people continue automated payments to old credit cards long after they meant to stop. Finally, don't automate everything immediately. Start with 1 or 2 automated transfers. Get comfortable with them. Add more over several months. Overwhelming yourself with too much automation at once leads to abandoning the system entirely. Behavioral economists have studied why automation succeeds where willpower fails. The research reveals several factors. Default bias explains why we're more likely to maintain existing settings than change them. When savings happens automatically, you'd have to take action to stop it. Most people don't. When savings requires action, most people don't take that action either. Mental accounting shows we treat money differently based on where it sits. Money in a savings account designated emergency fund feels off limits for everyday purchases. The same amount in checking feels available. Automation puts money where it's mentally protected. Present bias means we prefer immediate rewards over delayed ones. We'll choose a restaurant meal today over retirement comfort in 30 years. Automation removes this decision by making the delayed reward happen without requiring immediate sacrifice. Decision fatigue reduces our ability to make good choices as the day progresses. By automating financial decisions, you make them when you're fresh and thinking clearly during initial setup, not when you're tired after work and facing spending temptations. Understanding these psychological principles helps you trust the system, even when emotions tell you to deviate from it. Let me share what happened when various people implemented automated systems. Michael, 62, spent 30 years in middle management. He earned decent money but never felt financially secure. He had $40,000 in retirement savings and significant credit card debt. He automated his finances using the framework I described. He set up automatic debt payments following the smallest balance first method. He automated $500 monthly into a high-yield savings account. He increased his 401k contribution from 3% to 6% automatically. 4 years later, Michael had eliminated $28,000 in credit card debt. His emergency fund held $24,000. His retirement account had grown to $95,000 contributions plus market growth. Most significantly, Michael stopped worrying about money constantly. The automation meant he never had to decide whether to save or spend. The system decided for him. Linda and Robert, both 56, earned $140,000 combined. They had 2 kids in college and felt perpetually broke despite their income. They implemented automation with spending guardrails. Their paychecks split automatically, 50% to necessities, 30% to discretionary spending, 20% to savings and college payments. The discretionary account had a hard limit. When it reached 0 each month, they stopped spending in those categories. No exceptions. Within 1 year, they had paid off one child's remaining tuition and built a $15,000 emergency fund. They reported feeling wealthier despite spending less because they finally had savings accumulating. You don't need to implement everything I've described today. Start with one automated transfer. Log into your bank account right now. Set up an automatic transfer of $100 or whatever amount feels manageable from checking to savings every payday. Schedule it for the day after your paycheck deposits. That single action starts building your financial buffer. It creates momentum. Next week, automate one bill payment. Choose something fixed like your car insurance or mortgage. The following week, increase your retirement contribution by 1% if you have access to a workplace retirement plan. Small automated steps compound into transformed finances. The key is starting, not perfecting.